In this video, we talk about the remaining area lights. As I mentioned, we have a few other area lights based on their shapes other than the quad light that we discussed in the previous lesson, including cylinder, disc, mesh, and point light. We talk about mesh light in its specific lesson later on, and in this lesson, we take a brief look at the point, disc, and cylinder lights. When I say area light, I mean a light that emits from a surface or an area, not a point. So first, let's run the IPR and make sure the IPR camera is camera 01. Now let's get out of that camera for a moment and add a point light and position it in the scene. You can increase its exposure to see what's going on, and you can actually make it visible to our camera as well. Now, by default, the point light is an omni-light that emits light from one point in space in all directions. But simply by increasing its radius parameter, you can get a sphere light. The same rule applies here. The bigger the sphere, the more diffuse the shadows, and the smaller the sphere, the sharper the shadows. Under the light tab, let's change the light type to cylinder light. Make sure it's visible to the camera and position the light in the scene. We can control the radius and the height of the cylinder to get a bigger or a smaller light source. And the rest of the parameters are the same as the quad light. Then we have disc light, which is another area light. Let me make the light visible again and adjust its orientation, its radius, the intensity of the disc. If you remember, you can simply turn a quad light into a disc light using the roundness parameter. Notice that the parameters like roundness and soft edge are specific to the quad light and you can't find them in other light shapes. So in this lesson, we discussed point, cylinder, and disc light. See you in the next one.